It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. This team has so many weapons late in games, but perhaps the biggest of them all is Kyrie Irving. Shaq, do you view Kyrie as the most clutch player in the NBA right now?
I wouldn't say the most clutch, Ernie, but his biggest shot was his three in the 2016 finals. I think it cemented him as one of the most clutch players we have, but not the most.
Not the most, but it's too early in his career, but he is clutch. You give him the ball, he makes things happen. And not only with his shot making, Ernie, his passing ability at now is increased. So he makes great passes and clutch shots.
The game is about ready to tip off. Let's send you to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's the Eastern Conference on display featuring the Detroit Pistons. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Thrilled to be back in Boston. The Celtics ready for that home court advantage. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and pad their win total.
This is a team with high expectations, and they don't end with the regular season.
They sure don't. They entered the season with very high hopes and haven't let any distractions get in the way of them.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy has coached the likes of Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. But he said, as a rebounder, Andre Drummond is as good as anybody, if not the best that I've ever been around. He just goes out and gets the ball. Drummond said it's just a will. The will to get the ball most people won't jump for. I just put myself out there. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. And Drummond is just a hulk of a man. He's really the backbone of this team. Well, as the NBA season comes into full gear, you really start to see just how big the NBA season is. Chris, would you like to keep it at 82 games, or would you like to change it, maybe bring the schedule and the regular season number of games down a bit?
I like to keep it the same. I like to keep it the same because it is the same tradition that other players had to go through it. You know, the Magics, the Birds. You had to play 82 games. I don't think it's too much. And technology today is much better. You can come back, you can recuperate faster, you can come back from injury easier than players before this generation came. And so I say 82 games.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for the Pistons, Lure and Drummond together down low. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt, and it's Harrison at the small forward. Lure can't hit. On defense, Detroit. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Well, and they played more than just a supporting role. I mean, without their points, it would have been tough to get that role in.
He dishes it to Drummond. Harris against Hayward. And it's Harris off the drive. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Over in the corner, Brown. A three-pointer, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Jackson against Irving. It's deflected.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Jackson passes to Harris. The three from Bradley. Morris with the rebound.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding you.
No, I mean, there had to be a better option that time down the court. That's just a missed opportunity.
Now here's Hayward. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Look at Irving go to work off the ball screen and his man. He's always alert, constantly scanning the floor for his teammates.
Morris against Lure. And here's Bradley from 3. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort. A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. Over in the corner. Lure. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2.
Whoa, the D caught a break on that play. I'm sure that is not the plan, leaving him so wide open.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Jackson. Here's Drummond. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with a second chance opportunity.
Now, here is Irving. A 17-point game for him in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Horford. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, and if you remember in college with the Gators, you know, Al Horford played power forward. Power forward, center, they're the same now, but he's been out of position his entire NBA career, so you have to give him credit for playing tough night in and night out.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And that one falls for Horford. And as the league has moved to emphasize skill, it seems like things, Chris, are tipping Horford's way as far as him manning that center position.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to score inside. And so for Horford, we saw in the playoffs, you have to make your presence known inside. Though you're a big fella, you have to average a lot of rebounds, or you have to be physical inside. You still have to make your presence and your size known.
And Al Horford, a cornerstone player. Chris, he's that straw that certainly stirs the drink.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know he's a winner. I mean, anybody can remember his career from his days at the University of Florida where he won a championship.
Bradley against Brown. Now here's Lure. He's guarded closely. Here's Drummond, and that's going to be a travel. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Celtics.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Pacers.
And when you shoot a high percentage from distance, that gives you momentum and really keeps the opponent on the ropes.
Well, especially important on the road. Sinking those deep shots makes it hard for the other team to build momentum.
And Lure kicks to Bradley. Here's Jackson. Good D by Irving.
That's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him.
And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Look, he makes the D pay. Irvin, if you stay off of him, he likes to torch you with the pull-up.
Drummond the screen, and here's Harris from the arc. New 24-second clock for Detroit. Deflects the pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Andre Drummond. 2nd in rebounding, 7th in field goal percentage, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in block spurt.
And again, look what he's done so far this season. Wiping the boards clean, ranking 2nd in the league in rebounds. Outstanding effort. Now Brown, following the three-point attempt by Avery Bradley. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
He doesn't need an invitation. Bradley's going to pull up and pull the trigger anytime the shot's there for him.
Boston leading by 5. The screen from Brown. Hayward kicks to Irving. Puts up a 3. Another miss by Irving.
But he's just looked lost on offense. But luckily for him, his teammates have really stepped up in a big way.
The drive by Jackson, and the shot goes in.
Now, whenever Jackson is driving, the D is nervous. He is just brilliant at completing his drives to the rack.
Jackson against Irving. That's good from Horford on the assist by Irving. And it's 9 points for Al Horford.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Lure on a screen on Irving. Jackson drives in. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Drops in the tray. Lure's got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, as a big fella, that's the thing, Greg. You've got to be quick in setting those screens. If you get a little lazy, you get called for it.
Now, here's Bradley. He has 5. But they get it back. Drummond, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, I tell you what, when Drummond burrows his huge body down low, it's big trouble for the D. All you can do is foul him.
The thought of what Andre Drummond could be down the road, I mean, really is just scary. I mean, he could dominate. If he just gets a handful of go-to moves on the post, you can't stop him. He's an offensive bully on the glass. Just potential is there.
The first one falls. And with Drummond, as you said, Chris, he is still full of room to develop. You forget just how young he is as he's been in the league for so long already.
You know, he just needs to keep improving every year. And also, he's not in an offensive system. Their system, the coaching staff, the Pistons are not known as an offensive type team. So he's going to have to get better in the summers and find his way along as time goes on. But he has an athletic skill set that you just don't see in this league anymore. Look, I still can't believe how athletically gifted this kid Drummond is at the center position. It's not just his size. It's his speed, it's his quickness, and jumping ability.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Bradley kicks to Lure. Right side Jackson. Harris outside. A shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game. Well, with Drummond, you usually don't see someone who has as much muscle mass as he does and able to run the court and blow by defenders. But, Chris, he does it on a nightly game-to-game basis.
It's crazy. He tries and kind of plods down the court, but when he gets the ball, he has a burst off the dribble. And you're just like, are you kidding me? His consistency needs to come. But don't sleep on his quickness in the lane.
Now here's Hayward. Following the miss by Avery Bradley. That one, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
His struggles this quarter continue. The D's done a good job.
Irving, good.
And what I like is that Irving is a confident scorer. Even amongst the trees, he finds a way to score the ball.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. And it's rare for rookies to come into the NBA ready at the defensive end. But you know what, C-Web? Jaylen Brown already more than solid.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has a great frame. He plays physical. He's in a great system, and he wants it. He'll only get better with time.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. Right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Yabusele, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Now here's Marjanovic. A 14-point game for him in the win against Oklahoma City.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Oh, that's just a solid play by Johnson, sensing the physical defense and going right up into him with the shot.
Well, many had high hopes for what Stanley Johnson could be in the NBA, but after a rough sophomore season, questions have been raised, C-Web. Former 9th overall pick, the player of the year in high school in Los Angeles, terrific freshman year at Arizona. He saw a major regression in many areas of his game.
Well, look, the NBA is a different level, and when you come in as younger as Stanley came in, you're going to have to figure your way out. He's with a great organization, great coaches around. He should improve with hard work.
And that one falls for Johnson.
And the Celtics leadership, very pragmatic. IT and Crowder both beloved in Boston, but they didn't hesitate to move them to get better and younger at the same time.
So Johnson hits 2 of them.
And thinking about the Celtics' choice to get younger, perhaps a strategic move in response to the super team in Golden State, they want to construct their team to peak in a few years when the Warriors start to show a little chink in the armor moving forward.
D, a little slow to get in his face. They're fortunate it didn't cost him.
Smith on the wing. Johnson outside. Marjanovic with a screen for Johnson. Passes it to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. Detroit, no good that time either. It's tipped. Boston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Nice shot by Yabusele. Yabusele's got his first 2 points of the night. Smith kicks to Ellenson. On the wing, Johnson. Now here's Ellenson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Kennard. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that. When he gets the separation he needs, I know he would love to have that one back.
The Pistons trail it. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that can knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that two guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
The first free throw is good.
Well, and the Celtics bringing in Brad Stevens as head coach in 2013. That same summer, they made their blockbuster trade with the Nets. 2 home run moves for their franchise.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
Here's Rozier, covered by Smith. Rozier, the pass to Yabusele. Kicks it to Smart. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And the Celtics signed Brad Stevens to a 6-year contract to lure him away from Butler in college basketball. Chris, they were very confident he'd be a great coach.
Well, they might want to pull out their pen and have him sign another 6-year deal real quick because he's already established himself as one of the league's top coaches.
And the shot goes in.
Even when the D is roughing Johnson up just a little bit, he still finishes the job in style. I love seeing him muscle through these challenges.
Now here's Smart. 9 points last game out. Stolen away. Johnson right side. Here's Ellenson, and Ellenson throws it down.
Well, go ahead and just hammer it home, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
Well, I tell you, a lot of it for him, it's about attitude. When he's playing like that, he has a chip on his shoulder. This is what he can do for you.
Here's Rozier, and finally they hit one. Rozier's got it all tied up now for Boston. But they recover it. Marjanovic passes to Kennard. The dish to Ellenson. Now the pass to Kennard. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Marjanovic. Rebounded by the Celtics. Baines has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Smart dishes to Baines. It's stolen by Marjanovic. And he lobs it up toward the rim. The rebound by Yabusele. Boston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Tatum off target from outside.
Well, it's a confidence shaker when you can't hit a wide-open 3 like that.
Kennard, the pass to Smith. Here's Kennard, guarded by Smart. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Pistons shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And he knocks down the first one.
Well, you know, the Pistons have made some great trades to round out the roster. A lot of their rotation has come via trade. I mean, when you look at what Stan Van Gundy has done with this team.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And with this Pistons roster, Chris, Stan Van Gundy has done a great job of getting solid players for very little in return.
Well, you need depth like the Pistons have in order to compete. I mean, Detroit hasn't been scared to take a risk on a player, and it's paid off with them in the trades they've made so far.
Now here's Smart. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. The Pistons leading. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Johnson the screen. Here's Ellenson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Pass to Kennard. Just 5 to shoot. Inside. Here's Johnson. The rebound by Yabusele.
I think a kick out is the better option there. Defense had the rim on lockdown.
Here's Rozier. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Pistons lead by 2. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
Pistons shooting just 31% in the game. Yabusele out there with Aaron Baines. Then there's Smart. Then it's Tatum. And it's Rozier in at the point. That's the Boston 5. Johnson's shot is off. Boston trailing. Tatum kicks to Rozier. Pass to Tatum. They set the pick. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Tatum's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Celtics. Here's Ellenson. Off target with his 3. And for the Celtics, they're shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Smith on the wing. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Baines with the block. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Oh, you gotta love Rozier. Skying up for the dunk. Really seizing the opportunity and capitalizing with this tremendous leap in the.
Here's Kennard. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Smith on the wing, guarded by Smart. Clock at 6. Here's Kennard. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Boston leading by 4. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
For Detroit, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. The shot's good from Smith.
Solid shot selection from Smith. Phenomenal at measuring these type of looks.
Rozier kicks to Baines. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Here's Johnson. Goes back up. No good. Shot missing. Now the Celtics take it the other way. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Now here is Smith. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. He tries for 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford is checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Yabusele. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Tatum. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Rozier. Here's Drummond. 26 points for him last game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And his shot blocking. If that isn't a man amongst boys, you can just throw the phrase out of the window.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 7. Horford sets a screen for Morris. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Morris has got his first basket of the night.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Drummond a screen. Harris dishes to Drummond. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Drummond's got it all tied up now for Detroit.
And Drummond is so ridiculously strong inside, just simply overpowering the D in the post.
Picked by Horford. Smart passes to Hayward. 5 to shoot. Shot from 12. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got his 2nd bucket.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper for Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
Now look, Marcus Morris, he's a player who's never going to be a star when you look at the stats, but he brings a great amount to the team, usually the heart and soul of his team. He can score in a multitude of ways, inside and outside.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Hayward can hit. Detroit's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Jackson kicks to Harris. Over Hayward. Harris misses. And C-Webb, as you mentioned with Morris, the value he brings in his ability to fill in gaps on a roster. Very much a glue guy that is needed for successful teams.
Well, yeah, Kevin, and I like the mentality that Morris brings to the group. I like his heart. He's never afraid to go at a defender one-on-one, keeps his teammates involved, holds his guys accountable. Love his game.
Now Bradley, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Drummond, and it's sent back by Horford.
Oh, the way Horford positions himself as the shot goes up. I mean, his defensive instincts are just absolutely fantastic. That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that. But with his scoring and shooting, should make this offense even more potent.
Boston making a switch here. Brown's checked in. Free throw, good, Irving.
And when you put a player of Kyrie's ability into this Boston system, you have to expect good things. Irving does so much for himself and others. The longer he plays with the team, I think the more comfortable he'll become.
Now here's Lure. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Bradley. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Brown. They lead by 1. To the middle. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. He's been dominant over the last month. 4th in free throw percentage. 7th in scoring. And such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And he's been deadly from the free throw line. Only a handful of players are shooting a better percentage. Phenomenal asset to have on your team.
Look at that. No hesitation at all from Irving. He's looking to score as soon as he touches the rock.
Feeds it to Harris. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Irving dishes to Hayward. He feeds it to Morris. Right at the free throw line. Rebound, Detroit. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Irving leading the charge.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Pistons trail by 4. Jackson passes to Drummond. It's Jackson with the drive. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
For Boston, they've gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. Irving kicks to Morris. Hayward outside. Horford with the screen on Lure. Here's Hayward. They get it back. Here's Morris. That's short off the rim.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Bradley dishes to Harris. He kicks it to Bradley. 6 to shoot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after 1 season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
That free throw, no good. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Good on the second free throw.
I mean, and that 6'3" Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
And here is Irving. 15 points in the game. Second chance shot. Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
Wow, he just does everything right there except hit the layup.
And Harris wide open. He shoots. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists in the game. Irving passes to Morris. For 3, Hayward. Brown outside. The screen from Brown. To the inside. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
The focus from Horford, I mean, just shrugging off the foul for the and-1 finish.
And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a 1-on-1 situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
And how unique is this situation for the Celtics? I mean, one of the best teams in the league, and yet at the same time, still drafting top picks. You know, the after effects of a trade with the Nets that quite honestly will go down as one of the league's all-time heists.
Irving against Jackson. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got 17.
Wow, he had a rough first quarter, but he didn't let it get him down. He's gotten off to a hot start in this second period.
Jackson kicks to Harris. It's stolen by Morris. From about 19 feet, no good off the front iron.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And it's sent back by Horford. Bradley. Brown against Bradley. Brown kicks to Hayward. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. And a look here at the shot chart for the Celtics.
Well, he has turned in a complete offensive performance so far, and he isn't through yet. I mean, you have to admire the work rate he's put in to get open on every trip. Even when he isn't the one scoring, he is affecting the defense as they have to gravitate towards him.
Tatum, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. Off the inbound pass. Tatum's shot is off. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jackson kicks to Harris. Back to Jackson. Three-pointer. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one. Irving drives in. Detroit with the rebound. Luer's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Kennard the pass to Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
When we get a look at what Harris is capable of, when he gets aggressive and attacks the rim, incredible.
Irving against Jackson. Irving's shot is good.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
Detroit's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Jackson dishes to Luer. Drummond a screen. Back to Luer and stolen by Horford. Lets it go from 14. And Tatum with the basket on the assist by Horford. Tatum's got his second basket.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
And Drummond kicks to Luer. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Pistons lead by 1.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Irving drives in, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Oh, you gotta love how Irving slashes to the basket. So quick, so elusive, making the D hit him.
And Kyrie Irving very steady with the ball in his hands. Not a lot of turnovers for a player who handles the ball as much as he does.
Yeah, I mean, he makes great reads. Pick and roll, drives, kicks. He keeps his dribble low, but sometimes he has his dribble high. He's great at the pocket passes, great off pick and rolls, great at screens, and can space the floor.
And the first one drops.
Come on, Irvin is such an amazing guard. Uncle Drew, you know, he continues to show the young bucks how to get it done out there.
Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Yabusele comes in for Marcus Morris. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Brown. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Marjanovic checked in for Andre Drummond. Ellenson comes in for Luer. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. There's the feed to Johnson. To the paint, off the screen, and Ellenson throws it down.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 21 from 13. A rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got his third rebound tonight. Smith outside. Johnson down low. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Smith penetrating. The tray. The shot by Johnson, no good. And taken away by Johnson. For 3, Smith. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Rozier. And on the way from Irving for 3. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. The Pistons on top. They lead by a bucket. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Kyrie. What got you going in the first?
My teammates were just finding me, setting good screens, and just stay aggressive, not only for myself, but for them. You know, we're kind of in a hole in the first quarter, kind of sluggish, came out in the second quarter, kind of sluggish, but just got to pick it up on the defensive end. That's where it starts.
Kyrie, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel, O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
A lot going on there as we welcome you back to Boston. That shot taken from the observation deck at the Prudential Center. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Pistons leading. Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. Lure and Drummond together down low. And it's Harris in at the small forward position. The Celtics shooting 39% from the floor, off their best. Dishes to Irving. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Irving's got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
Oh, I love seeing Irving get cooking. He's an elite scorer who can fill it up fast.
Pass to Bradley. Hayward against Harris. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And you can try to rough Harris up all you want, but he'll still find a way to hit shots on the drive. Just to master at reading the shot angles and getting the attempts over defenders.
Now here's Hayward. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Hayward's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. Now Jackson. He dishes it to Bradley. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, usually when you talk about a 6'2" shooting guard, you figure undersized defensively. Avery Bradley, Chris, won first-team all-defense in 2016.
Oh, well, I love Avery's game, and let's talk about his improvement offensively.
Take a break.
This guy was a candidate and should have won most improved in the league, and in my opinion as well. Just such a hard worker, the heart and soul of his team.
That free throw good from Avery Bradley. Both free throws good from Avery Bradley. Well, we talk so much about what it's like on the floor, Chris, but I wonder what it was like off the floor when you were on the bench watching the team play and what was going through your head and mind. What did you and your teammates talk about as you were on the bench taking a rest and watching the game go on?
It depends on which game. You know, if you're in LA and you see, you know, Eddie Murphy and Rihanna walk in, you're going to say, hey, look at Beyonce and Jay over there. Or, you know, if you're watching a great play and you see a guy dunk on your teammate, you're not going to get too excited, but you're going to whisper to your teammate, man, did you see that? That's crazy. Or, you know, you're pumping up guys because they've been working so hard in practice, and it's a guy who's getting his first time to kind of get in and get a good run. So you're cheering him on. And so being on the bench, you know, it's a lot of fun. You have to stay focused and ready to re-enter the game. But part of that job on the bench is to keep the energy of the bench, and that's to keep guys encouraged, to be loose, to have fun. And so it's a lot of fun being on the bench. And more fun when you're winning than losing, but a lot of fun being on the bench encouraging guys.
Now here's Irving. He's got 23.
Morris really rises up for these jams, leaving no mistake as he finishes with authority.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Jackson against Irving. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Kicks it out to Bradley. Pistons passing it around. 5 on the clock. Here's Jackson. Yep, it counts. Jackson's got the lead up to 4 now for the Pistons.
Wow, and Jackson is just crafty down inside. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
Irving kicks to Hayward. Morris a screen. Lets it fly from 18. The shot misses. And Detroit the other way now. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Kicks it out to Bradley. Fires the 3. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Brown. Celtics trail by 4. Second shot opportunity. And Morris with the lay-in. Morris has got 8.
You really admire how fierce Morris is on the glass. He never gives up on keeping the next possession alive.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Lure a screen on Hayward. Harris misses.
Hey, look, that's what they want. The ball is in his hands in the post. Just didn't have the touch that time.
Outside Irving. Over Jackson. He nails it, and we're tied up. Irving's got 25 points in the game.
I like watching Irving shoot the rock. He has one of the most deadly shots in the game, off the dribble or off the pass.
Here's Jackson. And Boston with the rebound. Morris has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Hayward passes to Brown. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Pistons have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Offensive rebound. Lure. Here's Jackson. The layup off target. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Horford dishes to Brown. The kick out to Irving. The pass to Hayward. On the wing, Irving. For the lead. And there it is for him. Irving's got 6 points in the quarter.
Irving makes it look so easy. His jumper is on point from this spot.
Lure the screen. Jackson kicks to Harris. Lure a screen on Hayward. Harris passes to Lure. It's Bradley on the wing. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
With his athleticism, nice to see Bradley driving to the rim.
The Celtics have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Picked by Horford. Brown kicks to Irving. Stolen by Jackson. It's Bradley on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Bradley can't get it to go.
Look, you can't defend down low much better than that. Refuses to give him an easy path to the bucket.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You can't forget about Horford. I mean, carving out space inside for the putback.
Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Lure a screen on Irving. It's Jackson with the drive. Good work defensively by Horford. For Boston, they've gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and, you know, when you step on the floor.
And that one, good.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
So the Celtics call timeout, their first. And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Yabusele comes in for Morris. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Irving. Now here's Smart. Pass to Yabusele. Kicks to Baines. Hayward on the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Boston, no good that time either. The Pistons shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Smith dishes to Ellenson. Smith right side. On the wing, Johnson for the lead. The rebound by the Celtics.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Now here's Hayward. He has 5. Here's Rozier. Back to Hayward. Wide open. They get the rebound.
Not only did he play superb D there, he snagged the rebound in the process. Fantastic effort.
Here's Kennard. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Kennard's got 6.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Smart with the ball. Yabusele passes to Rozier. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Ellenson. Here's Kennard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Smart.
Yeah, nice strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
And Chris, it's a players' league, and yet the officials, of course, have an impact on games. I'm thinking of a certain Game 6 back in 2002. In your opinion, how does the league ensure greater consistency with the officiating of games.
Well, I promised myself, Kevin, thanks for bringing up 2002, that I would never think about that aloud. You know, I'm going to have to go lay on somebody's couch after we do this game right here. But I think the league just has to be transparent. They have to let fans know when the ref has messed up. We're all human, so I think it comes into play when you aren't transparent, when you aren't honest with your fans, because we have the smartest fans of any sport, I believe. And so I think transparency is good, but human error is always going to be in there as long as it doesn't go back to the type of human error we saw in 2002.
But, Chris, I do sense that is a goal of theirs, and bit by bit they're getting toward that goal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, I believe that our league has done some great jobs when it comes to advancing referees and how the game is officiated. When you look at, not only do we have the referee center back in New York, where the referees now can go and get help, and the game is faster. And also, you know, we have 3 refs on the floor, and so and we have the best conditioned refs. And so I think the game is just going to be better because we have passionate refs, we have passionate officials, and passionate players, and we're going to work together to make sure that this game is the best for every fan to be presented to, and also that every player has a chance to win a championship and don't have their heart broken.
And so it's Boston with it, following the bucket by the Pistons. Tatum kicks to Baines, trying to get back on track, and the rejection by Marjanovic. Now here is Smith. Johnson outside. There's a screen by Marjanovic. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And it's an 8-point Piston lead.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
Well, this is how you come out at halftime, really motivated to push this game out of reach. Stay focused.
Smart misses.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, going up against the big run, trying to mount one of your own, I mean, it's exhausting and takes a tremendous amount of energy here.
That pushes it to double digits. And it's 8 points for Stanley Johnson.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they've built. They really captured the momentum.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from three-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game. Right now, that's where their bread is buttered.
Here's Rozier. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And here is Tatum. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Tatum's got his third basket of the night right there. Now Smith. Pass to Marjanovic. Screen by Smith. Five on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Ellinson's shot is off. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Tatum. Johnson with the block.
And the exceptional athleticism of Johnson. Love how he gets up for these rejections.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
And Johnson with the stuff.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Boston's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Here's Rozier, covered by Smith. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. So it's Boston now. Here's Rozier. 6 to shoot. Here's Tatum. They get it back. Baines misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time. Look, I don't know how he got that one to go. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
Here's Rozier. There's the pick. Passes it to Yabusele. And the 6th pick in the 2014 draft out of Oklahoma State. One of the Cowboys, Marcus Smart, might not put up eye-popping numbers, Chris, but they love what he brings to the table.
Yeah, it's all about his heart. I mean, his offensive game has been a little slow to develop. He doesn't shoot great percentages. And when his team needs him most, it seems like he always has a big impact on the game, whether offensively, defensively, a big rebound. He's just a good luck charm for them. He's almost like the leprechaun.
And the first one at the line is good. And at 6'4", 220, Marcus Smart with terrific strength for a combo guard, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, he can just flat out bully most guards and even hold his own against the bigs. Beyond, though, that physical stature, it's his mentality that makes him special. He's a fire breather, just the type of player the Celtics look for.
Johnson left side. Now the pass to Marjanovic. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Celtics trail by 8. Smart with the ball. The dish now to Baines. There's the pick. Rozier kicks to Tatum. Just 3 on the clock. That shot off, and we've reached the end of the 3rd. Pistons lead by 8. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
Just relax and play the game. Relax and play the game. Relax and play the game.
In case they forgot that, of course, from very invigorating words from Stan Van Gundy, repeating what he'd like to see more of them right now.
Yeah, and I think Coach feels they're getting too caught up in things that don't matter. Resetting their mindsets here. Well, let's see if it helps.
Welcome back. 4th quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Rozier's out there with Smart. Then it's Tatum. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Yabusele in at the 4 spot. That's the Boston 5.
Oh, man, I love seeing this little man with the big heart getting it done on the drive, using all the strength he has to fend off the defense.
Rozier, the pass to Tatum. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Now here's Bradley, guarded by Smart. Smith with a wide-open look. Offensive rebound, and Ellenson throws it down.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them, they are really into it.
But that's all about going back to the fundamentals. Defensive rebounding, you got to have it, especially when you're getting waxed.
Here's Tatum after the basket by Detroit. Rebound, Detroit. Marjanovic has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Bradley, and the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
And that's where he's most comfortable. Bradley crafting his game to excel in the catch and shoot.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, look, the sheer size of Boban Marjanovic is something that can intimidate even the tallest centers in the NBA. He's a legit 7'3" and comes in at least 290. Seemingly impossible to move him at times down low on the block.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford is checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Yabusele. Brown is checked in for Tatum. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. And a different look here for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. John Lure comes in for Ellenson. Tobias Harris is checked in for Stanley Johnson. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. Inside. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, and throughout his career, Drummond has averaged more than a block per game. He really goes all out on defense.
And to illustrate the size of Marjanovic, when Joel Embiid first checked into a game against him, he is visibly in awe of the size of Marjanovic. And Joel Embiid is a 7-footer.
Don't make no mistake about Boban, though. He is much more than a big body. He has a nice floater, a great turnaround jump shot, great at shooting from the free throw. I mean, good awareness. He might be the best 7'3" passer in the league.
One shot.
Well, Chris, you can't shortchange this roster, but their coach, Brad Stevens, one of the best in the game.
Well, you remember his 6 years at Butler? He took them to the title game twice. I mean, what he's done with this team is no less impressive.
He is a dangerous outside shooter, and if you leave him open, he can bury them consistently.
Irving against Jackson. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. To the paint. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Irving against Jackson. Irving attacking, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Now, Irving isn't afraid of getting physical inside, showing big-time strength to pick up the foul. And you so often hear about how much Detroit Pistons fans pride themselves on the defense of this team. It's a part of the franchise's identity. All the fans in Detroit definitely love their defense.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. And only a handful of teams have a franchise identity like that with the Pistons in defense. Maybe the Lakers playing up-tempo or Memphis grinding it out.
Well, yeah, not many teams or franchises have an identity, and that's what makes it so special to play in Detroit for that reason. There's nothing like hearing the crowd get hyped for a defensive stop.
And so he hits both.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And it's Drummond with the jam. And that's a double-double for him now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
And Drummond is just a powerful presence. So aggressive in how he skies up for the slam.
Horford with the screen on Jackson. Here's Irving. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Detroit leading by 12. Outside Jackson. Harris outside. Back to Jackson. Over Irving. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Jackson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They don't look as active on defense this half. They haven't been as sharp out there.
Morris, no good. Pistons have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. Feeds it to Lure. Over Morris. Lure can't hit. The Celtics shooting a meager 37% for the game. And a wide open look for Irving. Offline with his 3. Here's Bradley, and he banks in the layup. Bradley's got 10 points here in the second half.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Now here's Hayward. Over Harris. Hayward can't hit.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
Here's Irving, and he lays that one in. Irving's got 34 points.
Oh, look at that. Irving just leaked out wonderfully in transition. He's a remarkable decision maker in fast break situations.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Now here's Jackson. And here is Drummond. Drummond sets the screen for Harris. Second shot opportunity. Over Hayward. Kicks it out to Bradley. Hits the three-point bomb. Bradley's got 23 points.
Yeah, it seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Here's Horford. It's Drummond with the rebound. Detroit leading by 17. Outside Jackson. Lure the screen. Shot clock at 5. Goes up to the stripe. Jackson gets the bucket. And the Pistons lead by 19.
I mean, come on. Jackson is so effective from the mid-range area of the court. He sticks these shots all the time.
Horford dishes to Irving. Over Jackson. That one off the back iron and out.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And Drummond kicks to Bradley. And Brown over to help. Drummond passes to Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Lure. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Look, that matches his three-point total from the first half. He had one in the first, now he's got one in the second.
On the wing, Irving. Guarded by Jackson. Irving can't hit.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now here's Bradley. Back to Jackson. Over in the corner. Lure. No good on the triple.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Hayward kicks to Irving. Here's Horford. Oh, and he jams it right over John Lure. Wow!
Oh, now Horford, I mean, a very capable ball handler for a big man. I like to see him take advantage and attack the rim.
Jackson dishes to Bradley. Back to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Irving. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. And that's 18 points for Reggie Jackson. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Jackson against Irving. Over Jackson. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Oh, he just can't get right. Nothing is going in right now, but I like how he's keeping his confidence up. He knows it's only a matter of time until he gets one to go in.
Now here's Bradley. Right side Jackson. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Hayward. Reggie Jackson with the rebound. Jackson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Irving up top, guarded by Jackson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. You know, Chris, there was a time when Reggie Jackson seemed to be disgruntled. He wanted out of Oklahoma City and played with a chip on his shoulder most nights, but he seemingly found a home that fits him well here with the Pistons.
Well, he's a young player. He's still trying to find his way, but he has a style that fits this team, not only his style of play, but his mentality, and he's just trying to get comfortable with this situation and be the leader that he needs to.
And he makes the first. And every player out there has a story about falling in love with the game. Chris, when did you fall in love with basketball? And what was it like playing basketball as a kid?
Well, it's so hard to remember when you first fall in love with basketball. There's so many great moments and great stories that you hear, but probably playing on the playground and seeing all the guys laughing and hearing the music and hearing the guys say check up and next game and smelling the sweat and seeing guys play physical. That's probably what it was. And then being able to play at a great gym called St. Cecilia in Detroit and then watch all the other players that played before us come in, the Isaiahs, Magic Johnson, Spencer Haywood, Terry Durant. I mean, you get to watch these guys play. Derek Coleman, Steve Smith. I could go on all day. Mark Makins, Terry Mills. I could just keep going. It was so fun watching these guys play. So to me, I fell in love with it as a kid, but every instance, every memory that I have made me fall in love with it that much more. How can you not fall in love with the greatest game ever played?
Well said. Really left alone that time. Irving's got 39.
Oh, this guy, his motor is always the same. No matter what the score of the game is, he always remains aggressive.
Jackson passes to Harris. They set the pick. And Lure kicks to Drummond. That shot off. And it's Boston the other way. Smart dishes to Irving. Horford with a screen on Jackson. And it's sent back by Drummond. Harris, right side. A baseline J. Hayward with some nice D. Celtics trail by 19. Out to the wing. The feed to Smart. Irving against Jackson. From deep. Irving can't get it to go.
Some very slack defending. Playing with fire to leave him that open beyond the arc.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Pistons.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Drummond.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Yabusele comes in for Morris. Tatum, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Irving. Ball's knocked loose. One-on-one here. Here's Smart. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Off the dribble, Smart showing the body control on that shot.
Now Smith. Johnson the screen. And again, Boston running the court in transition. Here's Smart. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Puts it up off the inbound.
I like Smart using his size advantage on the interior. Nice work out there.
First free throw is good. And so Smart nails both of them. Here's Smith. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.